Hey everyone, it is Monday. That means it's time for my weekly draft video. We're doing more Eldritch Moon this week. Hopefully, this week's draft does not end the way last week's draft ended. The draft itself actually went well. The deck was 2-0. We won our first game in the third round, and then, like a server wide problem on Magic Online, ended up in us getting beaten basically because we ran out of time because of several disconnects and everything else. So I did get it reimbursed at least, but it was definitely a disappointing way for a draft I was recording to end. So hopefully this week things will go a little bit better. I'll see you guys when the first pack opens. All right, so it looks like we have Permeating Mass as our rare. Not really something you want to be first picking. It's an okay card. I think usually if you're green and you have one, you probably play it, but it's not amazing by any stretch. There's better cards in this pack. And the cards that I think are better are Nebelgast Herald and Thermo Alchemist especially. The Alchemist does need you to actually end up in a deck that can take advantage of him for him to be at his best. Nebelgast Herald doesn't care what deck you're in. It's solid no matter what. Midnight Scavenger is also a pretty high quality card. You don't even need to be able to meld it for it to be really good, although obviously you do get some upside when you can. Brazen Wolves is good too, but I think it's either the Herald or the Scavengers. I think those are the two best cards. There's also Drag Under, I guess, which is probably also actually worth considering. But I do like the Herald, and I think I like the Scavengers more too. I like Drag Under, but I think both of these cards are more powerful. I think I'm just going to go with the Herald. Flyers are good. This one does a bunch of other stuff. It has Flash. It's good in conjunction with Spirits. Of course, here's a Graph Rats, so we could have just started off amazing. Well, are we going to go blue-red 2 weeks in a row? I don't know. Alchemist Greeting is pretty good, but I think Sigardian Priest is just better, so I think that's what we're going to take here. It's just, Master Decoy, a little more narrow than Master Decoy, but it also doesn't require colored mana the way Master Decoy does to do its tapping. The blue cards here, I mean, Laboratory Brood's okay, but, they're not good enough for me to say I want to try to stay blue. I also like Backwoods Survivalist a decent amount. Eldritch Evolution, not so much in Limited, although I think it should show up in Constructed at some point. But yeah, we're going to take the Priest here. Tap some stuff down. Hamlet Captain. That's interesting. Could we just turn into a human deck and forget we ever took Nebelgast Herald? I mean, he's a pretty good incentive to do so, that's for sure. Another Graph Rats. Got Enlightened Maniac, who is blue, and we're already in those colors, and it's a solid card. Gets better when you have ways to emerge, of course. Dawn Griff is perfectly solid, but I think I want to take Hamlet Captain here. It just is huge payoff for being in humans. Just makes your deck really good. So we've taken 3 cards in 3 different colors, but I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. We can sort of see what's open. And we have 2 good pieces for the human deck already, and we have the Herald too. Whether we play it is not clear. Well, now it's looking like I should have gone full Emerge, and I still can. I still could take the Griff here, which I don't think is bad. Gavony Unhallowed's pretty solid. I mean, this actually works decently well with Hamlet Captain, but I still don't like that card for the most part. But, I mean, the Gavony Unhallowed and Wretched Griff are probably the best cards in this pack, and I think the Griff's just better than the Unhallowed is. And it's in a color we already have another good card in, so we're going to go with the Griff. Okay, well, Blue-Green Emerge, I guess, maybe, could be open. That's back-to-back cards with Emerge. Don't love this one a whole lot. But it's fine. Spectral Reserves is all right. If we go blue-white, I don't think it's a blue-white skies kind of card that you don't mind having. And there's not much in this pack for us. I mean, it's either the Behemoth or Spectral Reserves, and it'll sort of seal whatever we're doing here for us. And I think we're probably just going to end up going blue-white. Yeah. That's where I'm leaning. That's what I'm leaning towards here. So I think I'll take the Spectral Reserves. I like the card. I think I like it more than most people, but I do like it. The green cards there weren't enough to make me rethink what I was doing. Okay, Drag Under is a thing I'm really happy to take this late. Desperate Sentry's fine. Maybe even better than fine, but I think I'd rather have it's not a removal spell exactly, but the tempo card here. Blue-white is pretty good at tempo still in this format. even if it's not quite as good as it was in the last in Triple Shadows. But yeah, we'll take Drag Under here. Okay, Ingenious Scob I'm pretty happy to have. Another Desperate Sentry. Faithbearer Paladin's good too, but I think the Scob's just better. I mean, you don't even have to be a super spell-heavy deck to take advantage of him. I mean, his floor is that he's Water Courser, which is a perfectly reasonable card, and then when you have other stuff going on, and we've already got a couple spells, he gets even better. I do like the Sentry, as I said, but I think the Scob's just a better card. Faithbearer Paladin, solid. Hate Lunar Force. You probably shouldn't play it in Limited. So, and I'm not a huge fan of non-hard counters in Limited either, like Convolute. So, yeah, Grizzled Angler or another Drag Under. So blue's pretty open. We have one colorless creature so far. We can definitely prioritize taking more once we have a card like Grizzled Angler, or we could just take another Drag Under. But I think I'm going to go for the Angler here. Okay. Well, Permeating Mass came back. I don't know if it's quite that bad, but it's not great. I guess I'm going to take the Standard Bearer. I don't think I'll play it unless I get something I desperately want to Madness out, but I like it more than Peace of Mind or Contingency Plan. So, well, there's another human payoff. It's not one I love, but I guess I'll take Geistfield Scarecrow here. I mean, I guess Turn Aside's a decent sideboard card. There's more of a chance I play it than Geistfield Scarecrow, so at least out of my sideboard. Ooh, that's good. That's good news right there. I mean, maybe we don't. I mean, if this deck is open, and it kind of looks like it is, we could completely shift into green. I mean, our two white cards, I mean, this is a very good white card, and I would like to be able to play it, but I don't have to play it, you know? Because we just picked up back-to-back things that Wretched Griff loves to eat. And that feels pretty good. So, and we picked up, I mean, white doesn't seem super open. I think green actually does seem more open. Yeah, that's how bad Lunar Force is. So we'll see. I mean, I like what we've got going on in blue a lot. Ooh, and there's a Somberwald Stag to go along with good stuff in green. I mean, you know, we do actually have some humans in already in blue. We have our Wizard, our Angler, even the Maniac's a human, so... Wait, what just happened? I somehow picked a card on accident. Oh, it was the one I wanted anyway. I was going to talk about the pack some more, but... That's okay. It'll work out. So we actually have humans that'll work with Hamlet Captain. I mean, it's most of the time, I think, just going to be a 2-mana 2/2 in our deck, but, you know, there are worse things. But yeah, I mean, if these guys, these Maniacs, and these Cultists were around as late as they were, it means that this deck is probably open. Murder, huh? Okay, another one of these. That's pretty nice for somebody. I mean, I could take that as a sign and just really make myself, you know, stick to white. But Somberwald Stag is pretty strong, and the payoffs in green that we're going to be able to get for Emerge are also strong, hopefully. Probably just take a Tangleclaw Werewolf here. Murder is obviously the best card in this pack in a vacuum, and Boon of Emrakul's not far behind. And there's also Sigardian Priest. This is a very strong pack, but I think we just take the Werewolf. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. Okay, Prey Upon, starting to look solid. Here's another one of these guys, though. Do I want to take the guy with Emerge over a removal spell? I think I might. I think I will. I think we're going to try to go all the way on this. The Prey Upon is good. If we see more of them, we probably want them. But at this point, we don't actually have that many creatures who are good with it. Like, a lot of our creatures aren't. We also, it's worth noting, we have Grizzled Angler, who further wants us to be getting as many colorless creatures as we can. So, ooh. Okay. Well, we got a choice between Geist of the Archives and Noose Constrictor, which are both good, and Backwoods Survivalist is as well. I'm leaning towards the Noose Constrictor. We don't have a lot of 2-drops. It's a good one. even if you don't have Madness, I mean, that ability just creates problems for your opponent. Like, they just end up in situations where they just can't attack for fear of, you know, the fact that you can just discard cards to pump him. So I think I take the Constrictor over the Geist. Okay, well, Bloodbriars seem... I mean, we only have 2 Emerge cards, and we may not end up with more, but, it, you know, 3 mana, 2/3... oh, you're the black one. I don't want you. There's also Spontaneous Mutation, which we do have an Angler and a Noose Constrictor, who both make that a little bit better, but I think I'm going to take the Bloodbriar here. We're also in the colors that can get Clues. Clues work well with that, and so does Emerge, so we've got both of those things going for us. Just want to get like 1 or 2 more cards with the Emerge, ideally. We also would probably like to have more than 2 colorless creatures for our Angler, but, you know, it's all upside anyway. If we get anything with Delirium in the next pack, it's good too. Ooh, there it is. That's what we really want. Scout of the Laboratory is pretty good too. Tattered Haunter I wouldn't mind, but I think we take the very good Lashweed Lurker, another creature with Emerge, who works well with what we have going on in our deck already, and is just a good card anyway. So up to 3 creatures with the Emerge, and we could take another here, or do we take a Geist of the Archives? I think it might be time to take something like Geist of the Archives over another colorless creature, but is it though? I don't know. I mean, Geist is a good thing to use, you know, for Emerge sometimes. I think I will. I'm just going to go as deep as I can with these colorless creatures, because we're not going to see them after this pack. So, I mean, 4 is probably a good number. We probably don't want more than that. We're going to take Woodland Patrol here, just a card. Another human, worth noting, for our Hamlet Captain, so that's a thing. Yep. Take the Patrol here. Yeah, we are in dire need of 2-drops, and we don't have a ton of removal. Ooh. I think we take another one of these. Now that we're up to 4 creatures with the Emerge, that's looking pretty solid. Chilling Grasp is good, but I don't know that our deck really wants it. Wow, I guess no one's in black-green. I mean, it is probably the worst of the gold cards in this set, but it's still a good card, like they all are. I'll take Inventory. I'm probably not going to play just 1 in a deck that doesn't care about spells, but I'll take it. You know, maybe we pick up 2 more in this pack. Who knows? I don't think that'll happen. We don't have the time, the cards remaining in this pack to make that work. But it's more likely to happen than some other things. I might just take away a Mercurial Geist from somebody. I'm not probably going to want to side in 2 Turn-Asides ever, so yeah, I think I'll just hate draft the Mercurial Geists. Would have been nice last week. But this is a deck that I really enjoy drafting, the Emerge deck, so. Okay, Cathar's Shield, I guess. So, I mean, we've got 2 Maniacs and a Cultist. Wow, both of these cards are reasonable cards, and I think I'm going to get rid of Make Mischief. They're both cards that, you know, you probably play Make Mischief not all the time, but a decent amount of the time in a red deck. So, okay. Well, actually, we can play that. So, maybe we have enough humans to make it work. I kind of doubt it. It's kind of just dismissing it, but we do have 1, 2, 3, 4 until it transforms. 5, 6. Although Enlightened Maniac obviously is not the best thing to be doing that with. Ooh. That seems pretty good. It's better when you have a lot of flyers, which we don't at this point. I also really like Just the Wind, but it's pretty hard for me to turn away the gold card in our colors. Clues are going to work well with Bloodbriar, and they're just good anyway. We may not pick up any other synergies, but it's still going to be a great card for us. We have tons of creatures, too, at this point. A card like Just the Wind is something our deck desperately needs, but the power level of Ongoing Investigation is too high for me to say no to it. I wouldn't mind wheeling like Silent Observer or Quilled Wolf, but I'm going to take the Investigation here. Okay, well, our weirdly human-y deck could actually take advantage of Intrepid Provisioner. I think I might take Harvest Hand. It works well with Grizzled Angler. It works well with Emerge, and we have humans, so all of those things are sort of going on in that card. I like Silent Observer, like I said a minute ago, and I like Provisioner, but I think Harvest Hand's better. Like it just does good stuff for our deck all along the way. No matter if it just ends up in my graveyard for Grizzled Angler. Or if it gets eaten by by an emerge creature and then turns into a piece of equipment. Those are both pretty good things. We definitely need removal though, and Welcome to the Fold does sort of fit that bill. It's some sort of narrow removal. We don't have any way of turning on the Madness right now, but you know, there's things with toughness 2 or less all the time, and stealing them is obviously better than killing them. So I think that's what we take here over like a Niblis, which would be fine, but I think we take Welcome to the Fold here. Confront the Unknown's not bad either, especially, no, I think Welcome to the Fold's too good. I mean, it's in our colors, it's a strong card. I think that means we should take it. This Ingenious Scob does definitely not have a lot of things to get prowess off of, but it seems fine. We might want something like Explosive Apparatus. I mean, we just do not have removal, and it is removal. We could also take a Homunculus. We don't have any real reason to get Delirium yet. It's possible we pick up a way or a reason or two to want it. Root Out's a good sideboard card, but I think it's either the Apparatus or the Homunculus, and I think I'm leaning towards the Apparatus. We're probably not playing this, by the way, but yeah, Apparatus it is. I think we just need removal, man. That's Press for Answers is good for us. It's probably what we take. It's a good little tempo card. He gives us a clue. You know, Bloodbriars are really basically our only card that cares about clues, but still. Loam Dryad's fine. Woodland Stream would make our mana better, but we're only 2 colors, so I'm not super concerned about that. So I think I'd take Press for Answers. We definitely need some more 1 and 2 drops. Maybe I should have considered that Homunculus for longer. Okay. Well, I think we take Niblis here over Giant Yard Explorers. We do have tons of 3s, but I mean, it's just going to work better with stuff like, what am I thinking about? It's going to work better with Ongoing Investigation is what I'm thinking, because it'll allow me to get clues because it has flying. Works well with Nebelgast Herald, actually. So a little bit of synergy there. You know, Giant Yard Explorers is fine, but I don't think it's what our deck wants. I think we'd rather have another aggressive flyer. And yeah, we're not going to turn on Prowess a lot with this deck, but we're just like a pile of creatures. But we have lots of creatures with effects, you know, like Lashweed Lurker, Somber Wild Stag, and Light Maniac. I mean, those aren't those 2 aren't real effects, I guess, but okay. So Clip Wings is a good sideboard card. Usually when I draft it, I cite it in again at least once in my experience over the course of a tournament. And there's not really another choice for us here. Deny Existence I don't like, so yeah. Pyrehound's nice for somebody. Reaper's pretty good to be around this late too. White has seemed kind of open all along. Maybe we could have stayed there. Maybe I forced this deck a little bit, but looks like fun, doesn't it? So now I'll take an Explorers. Whether I play them, I'm not sure. Ooh, I'm happy to get just the win back. I think we do take it over Silent Observer. We just need ways to impact the board. You know, change the way the board looks for our opponent. And an Observer I don't mind getting. In ways other than by like attacking into them, and that's like all we've got right now. So yeah, I guess I take a Snapper. Won't be playing it, but especially not in a deck with, I mean, we're gonna have less than that probably once we get to trimming. Yeah, we have no way. Oh, we do have one way of turning on Madness, don't we? Well, that might happen once or twice. We might get some Madness going with our Noose Constrictor with either just the wind or, more amazingly, with Welcome to the Fold. So we'll just have to see. Okay. So definitely some trimming to be done. The Observer may not make it despite being good with our Herald. It's funny, we ended up with 2 tribal cards, and our deck is not especially tribal. I mean, we have some humans, we have some spirits, but you know, it's not the most tribal deck ever. So I think Silent Observer probably does get cut. Our deck actually seems aggressive, strangely. You know, we're just going to be like playing two drops, not that regularly, but lots of 3s, and then, you know, 4s, and then just like playing out a huge Eldrazi dude on turn 4 or 5. Like, you know, turn 3 Harvest Hand, turn 4 Lashweed Lurker is a messed up thing to do to somebody, and it's something that we can do. So that's good, but I don't think we want Silent Observer. It's definitely a good sideboard card against people with lots of flyers, especially like, you know, Tattered Haunter type flyers who just die blocking that. The Apparatus is worth thinking about taking away. I mean, we have the Lurker, we have Somberwald Stag, and we have just the Wind. I mean, Apparatus is kind of clunky. We don't really have a reason to want an artifact for delete. We don't need Delirium or anything like that. So I think we probably end up cutting one of these mini 3s. We probably don't want to lose any 2s. You know, our spells at 2 are all good, and our 2 creatures are both good too. So the question is, what's like our least... What's our worst creature here? I think it might be Woodland Patrol. Vigilance is nice, but I don't know. I mean, we're going to be able to fairly consistently pump up Bloodbriar between our 4 emerged creatures and our ongoing investigation. So I think it, you know, that text is really relevant on him in our deck. Nebelgast Herald has flying and an additional effect. Ingenious Scab, you know, is just better than Woodland Patrol between prowess and the +1/-1 effect. Angler's good when we've got 4 colorless creatures. Cultist, you know, is very good once you have, you know, 4 creatures with Emerge. So I just think it's the Woodland Patrol. I think he's just the worst. I guess we could consider cutting the Explorers instead of Woodland Patrol, and that actually might be right. We have... Yeah, that's probably right. It keeps our curve lower. Our curve is not awesome, and I think that's probably better. The Woodland Patrol is still our worst 3-drop, but Drownyard Explorers was our worst 4, so yeah. All right, well, I think this is our deck. We went blue-green, Emerge, and I think we got there. Looks like it'll be a lot of fun to play, so I guess you guys will see. I'll see you guys. Well, actually, I need to add lands first, don't I? 10-7, sort by color, most, so you're basically both. You're a gold card. You're basically green, blue, and you're actually colorless. The only real colorless card. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 blue, 9 green, and 14 blue cards. So yeah, 10-7's probably right, but we do have double green on a couple important cards. So I think I'm gonna edge towards 9-8. And yeah, that will be the deck. All right, well, let's cast some big Eldrazi on people. I'll see you guys in the first match. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.